Before we begin, I must add that I'll jump back and forth between the word soccer or football. If you're watching the movie, you know what I mean. It's just a habit. Also, it's not that I'm lazy, it's just that it's soccer where I'm at and maybe football where you are. Let's meet Jess. She's a young Indian girl with a lovely personality, a skill for soccer, and she loves her family. She's the girl next door, except for the fact that she does play soccer. She and her family moved from India to London, and she's trying to find her way. Back when this movie was made, that was kinda taboo because it seemed unfeminine and wasn't very popular yet. They are in England, and it's not yet as highly accepted for females to play the sport as it was in the States at that time. So we have Jess, who's a really great player. She has what can only be called natural talent, and she plays against the boys when she can sneak away from her mom and her endless responsibilities. She will be either kicking a soccer ball or talking about soccer or talking to soccer greats throughout this entire movie. When I say soccer is life, soccer is her life for Jess. Her mom is adamant that she does not play. She doesn't like to talk about the sport, nor does she want to spend any time at all thinking about it. She's old school.
You girls are too spoiled. Now don't forget my Dhanya.
And girls should be girly and want to get married right away. And they should wear lovely dresses and jewelry and makeup. Mom is a bit exhausting. No offense, but stubborn, unbending, and stuck in the old ways. It makes me anxious for Jess already. Jess is the exact opposite of what her parents want from her. Indian culture is so lovely, but has many rules and regulations for marriage and women's role in life and her duties. We can see right away that moving to London has relaxed some of the rules, but not all. They want to raise Jess and her sister Pinky in the traditional manner, regardless of where they live. But life has other options it's waiting to dish out for Jess. This is where the story, the lesson, and the movie begin. Jess is going to meet Jules before too long, and they're going to hit it off right away. Jules is also a soccer player, and she's young and spunky and has short hair. This is a big deal later.
I'm Jules. Oh, Jess.
Jess is from London and fits right in everywhere it seems. She's pretty athletic and is low-key stalking Jess. We aren't sure yet why, but it's coming. Also, can anyone see where this may go? No? Okay, we'll get there. Mom is upset, and this is going to be the first of many arguments the family's going to have about the sport. Its importance in Jess's life and how it's changing her traditions and changing what her parents fear are her values and morals as well. I don't want us to miss the fact that they are having family discussions, and that's important. They're talking and sharing, and while her parents are annoyingly stubborn, they care. Mom says, no soccer, start being a lady.
That's it. No more football.
Start being a lady like her sister Pinky is what she means. Pinky is obsessed with getting married, as is her mother, and the movie will be just as much about the wedding as it is about football. Her sister wants the traditional everything and is so girly it's almost too much. This goes towards the theatrical difference between the girls and their personalities. They are, of course, typical sisters, loving and fighting and annoying each other, but love at the end of the day. We find out that Jules was a huge part of the team coming to be. She played, and her now coach used to play on the men's team, but was injured, so she convinced him to teach girls football. Coach Joe will be up shortly. Their male coach Joe, here he is about their age. Maybe just a couple years old. He's cute and smart and has something to prove, so you know he's going to make them work hard. He himself can no longer play, and he will prove to be loyal to his team and himself. Joe has daddy issues, but don't worry, those will get worked out as the movie advances and Joe ends up with a sweet job. Joe is living his best life. Jess is self-conscious about a burn scar on her leg, and she and the coach will share their scar stories, thus creating a bond. He will make her feel better about it, and practice will go on.
Don't worry about it. No one's gonna care once you're out there.
This was really just here to establish the relationship. But don't worry, Jess is a strong and resilient girl. She will gain confidence from the scar and it becomes a badge of honor. She will of course make the team after this first practice/tryout, and all will be well. We have to draw some attention to Jules' mom, Paula, as she's also a very girly mom and worries incessantly that Jules is not feminine enough, hates her playing ball as well, and thinks her clothes are for boys and her hair is way too short. This will also be an ongoing issue for Mom and Jules. Jess has been lying about having a job all summer so she can play. She's been sneaking out and in and has gotten away with it up until now. She and Jules are hugging at a bus stop one afternoon, and her sister's fiance's parents, this now sounds fake with the friend of a friend bit here, but they're driving by and think she, Jess, is hugging a boy because of Jules' short hair. When Jess gets home, her parents are irate, and her sister is distraught because the wedding is called off. She has brought shame to her house, and the nosy fiance's parents can't let their son marry her sister Pinky. They're sitting in the living room and acting so uppity, annoying. Now her sister hates her, and she's disappointed her parents. They will get this cleared up right away, but it's still a mark against Jess. Jess stays torn between what she wants and what she has to do for her family. She really is a good friend and just wants everyone to be happy. Her torment throughout the movie over right and wrong will make you a bit anxious, but it's a movie, and that's needed for dramatic effect. Her sister will make sure she's not happy now as well by telling her parents that she's lied about her summer job. Why are siblings so mean? Jess is found out and has to quit the team.
What did I do wrong in my past life?
Everyone is sad and the team is in disarray. We see images of Jules looking confused when Jess isn't at practice. These pictures clear up a lot for us. They are going to say yes. No, not really. Of course they say no. Let's watch Jess jump on the bus going to Germany anyway. She's told a lie to her parents, staying with her cousin, but not really. Dang, Jess, you must really like soccer. Lying to your parents yet again. It's important to note that Pinky helps Jess get to the bus before they leave. Again, it's the weird sibling love-hate dynamic. Pinky is also sneaking around seeing her ex-fiancé anyway after a long mourning period. These girls are sticking together in their deception. Siblings gonna sibling. The girls are 18, so drinking is legal in Germany at the time, right? I think so. Kids, no underage drinking. So Jess and Jules both have a bit of a thing for Coach Joe. They both just kind of let it go and flirt around, but you can see him leaning in more with Jess. Jules notices and has been a bit bugged, but really just tries to focus on the games. Until the club. Jess has a moment with the coach and Jules loses it. "You bitch," she says to Jess, and well, it's downhill from there.
You bitch.
But listen, you can't help who you love and who loves you back. Also, the music is pumping and the drinks are flowing. What did you think was gonna happen? So now there's drama between our besties.
I can't believe you kissed him.
Jules leaves the bus when they get back home before Jess can explain. And to add icing to the cake, Jess is caught again. Her dad has a great intuition, I might add, and calls the cousin's house. Impressive dad. Now seriously this time, no more football, ever. But let's be honest, it's a movie about soccer, so we have to find a way to play, right? Why Mom, Paula, just doesn't talk to Jules at this point is beyond me. Just ask her already. I must be honest, this Mom Paula needs to stop. Her unnecessary worrying and banter is not needed. Let me just say how funny these movies from the past seem today. Girls playing sports and being gay were a major topic back then, and now it's the norm. Life moves and progresses for sure, but we learn from our mistakes. Don't erase the knowledge. Improve upon it. Let's be better in the future. To each his or her own. Love who you love and live how you live and be kind. Jules' parents are going to have this back and forth banter throughout the movie about her sexuality, and Dad is supportive 100% from the beginning. Dad and Jules are buddies. Eventually, Paula took an interest in the sport, but do we care now? No.
Why don't you just leave her alone?
I'm not gonna give it up.
Back to the story. So the girls are fighting. Jess tells the coach she can't play anymore. It's too much pain for her and her family. Coach Joe's very understanding and gracious. But don't worry, she will play again. In fact, she's about to fake being sick to play in an upcoming tournament. It's touch and go with an injury in the beginning of the game, but the girls do great as we knew they would, and Jess and Jules will make up over the celebrated wins. But before that happens, there will be some awkward glances and such. Nothing like a victory to put everyone on their best, I say. What Jess doesn't know is that her dad snuck in to watch the game when he found out she was faking, and he knows she's good at the sport. He can see it, but he still feels it's wrong. But this could be promising. Jess gets in trouble once again when her dad brings her home from the game, and football is now officially over.
Dad, the 25th.
She will go all in for her sister's wedding and perform her duties as a bridesmaid. She even takes the pictures of Beckham down. Yes, it's that serious. Besides, no one can bend it like Beckham, Jess has said. But you should know, she practices constantly. And Jess can. Oh yes, our girl can bend it. But for the dramatic effect of the movie, we have to accept that she finally agrees with her parents. It's time to move on from the game and start living her life, as it's written in the prophecy. Wait, that's another movie. Her dad even notices the missing posters at one point. Sad day. So Dad will have a nice chat with the coach when he stops by during the wedding celebrations. They talk about Jess and her potential in the scout. Jess will also have a nice chat as well with Joe and decide she needs to find a good Indian boy because her parents won't let her play soccer, much less date a non-Indian boy. They are parents. They can only handle so much. It seems everyone is resigned to how life has to be. Jess will be helpful and participate. She will perform her duties and be obedient, but she'll pout all day because she knows she's missing the tournament and her future. Her guy bestie, Tony, who has made a couple appearances off and on throughout the movie, will convince her to sneak off for the second half of the game. Guess who is our surprise helper in this deceitful little charade? Dad. Dad saves the day. He tells Jess to go play and says, "Come back with a smile."
But when you come back, I want to see you happy on the video.
The team has not been playing great, but when Jess gets there, it all gets turned around. Jess will get penalized and get a free kick, and guess what she does with all the girls lined up at the goal? She bends it like Beckham and makes the ball curve around the girls, and they win. None of us saw that coming, right? The scout from America loves them and offers them both full-ride scholarships to play in California at college with possible opportunities for the pros later. Kids, that's not exactly how that happens, so please don't get your hopes up too high. It's Hollywood, it's not the NFL. Jess will be too scared to tell her parents about the college opportunity, and her buddy Tony once again tries to save the day. He ushers in an awkward conversation, giving Jess the chance to be honest and open with her parents about what she wants. It's also important to note that bestie Tony is gay and no one knows because he can't be. He's an Indian boy. He is always supportive because he understands her life and her need to hide and suppress who she really is. Tony is an iconic friend.
With a free scholarship and a chance to play football professionally.
Again, communication, people. It's key. Her dad will be understanding when Jess says, "I know what I want and what I was blessed with. I cannot forsake that for a life that isn't me. You go, girl." Her mom will react like her mom does, but realizes there's no arguing with fate. She will be allowed to go to California for college. Yay! Great day for all. Also, Jules' mom realizes she likes boys and gets her happy ending as well. Let's do a timeline jump. I love these. We see Jess and family along with Jules and her family at the airport saying goodbye. The girls are off to America and life is grand. They're about to finish up their goodbyes and board the plane when Coach Joe shows up. Jess is surprised, but says, "Let's not shock my parents" when Joe goes in for a kiss. She says they can tell them during the holidays when she comes home, but then proceeds to kiss him anyway while everyone is watching David Beckham walk through the airport. Yep, he made an appearance, as he should. Well, everyone is so engrossed that no one sees them making out, and Jess and Coach Joe are so engrossed in making out that they could care less about Beckham. Wow. We also learned that Joe has worked out his issues with his dad and is now a full-time men's team coach, so he's free to date Jess. More happy feelings. Let's do the time warp again. So almost a year has passed since the girls left for school, and both are content and thriving at college and sending pictures home. Dad and Coach Joe are now buddies and playing cricket in the front yard of Jess's house. So happy are we all, including Pinky, in case you were wondering how she was doing. The end. So, would you have disobeyed your parents and played anyway? Or would you have quit the sport and moved on? Would you have kissed Coach Joe? So many choices kids have to make these days. Always thinking of family and right and wrong and the what ifs. Much like being an adult, just without the bills. Jess stuck by her convictions in the end and may very well end up with the life she truly deserved. Thank God she met Jules. If you too learn to bend it like Beckham, you too can find the man or woman of your dreams. Until next time.